Picture this. You're cruising down the highway, maybe running just a little bit late, and suddenly, bam, flashing red and blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, your heart is literally pounding out of your chest, and the officer asks that dreaded question. License, registration, and proof of insurance, please. You pop open the glove box, and it's just a sea of old fast food napkins and faded receipts. Your insurance card is nowhere to be found. Total nightmare, right? Or maybe you're at the DMV. You finally get to the front of the line, and you realize you left the one piece of paper you actually need sitting on your kitchen counter. We have all been there. That sinking feeling of panic? Yeah, it's the absolute worst. But in today's explainer, we're going to show you how to completely eliminate that stress.
Because here's the thing. If you get pulled over and you don't have your ID on hand, it's completely natural to freak out a little bit. But if you have Mercury Insurance, you actually hold the solution right in the palm of your hand, literally. Mercury has put together this amazing suite of digital tools designed to be your absolute lifesaver in these exact high-stress moments. No more frantically digging through your car, no more speeding back home in a panic. Today, we're going to walk through exactly how to access these tools so you are never caught off guard again. All right, let's just dive right in.
So here's our quick roadmap for today. First, we'll cover the actual proof you need. Then, getting your Mercury ID. Third, solving common access issues. Fourth, some pro tips for policyholders. And finally, some important final thoughts and disclaimers.
All right, starting off with Section 1, the proof you need.
So, when a cop or the DMV asks for your proof of insurance, what do they actually want to see? Well, they're looking for a very specific, legally mandated document called the Liability Identification Card. Now, don't worry, this isn't some crazy 50-page legal contract. It's actually a super simplified document. It really only exists for one reason: to prove that your car meets your state's minimum liability coverage. That's it. It just shows your insurance company's name, your specific policy number, the dates your coverage is active, and your vehicle's VIN. You know, the vehicle identification number. This is the exact specific piece of evidence they need to see on the side of the road.
Now, here is a super common mistake, and you definitely want to avoid this. A lot of people bring their liability ID card to a car dealership when they're trying to finance a new ride, and they get rejected. Why? Well, it's actually pretty simple. The liability ID card only proves that you can pay for someone else's damage if you cause a wreck. But if you're financing or leasing, the lender needs to see something called your declarations page, or DEC page for short. The DEC page proves you have comprehensive and collision coverage, which is what protects the lender's actual financial investment in the physical car itself. So, just to keep it straight in your head, ID card, that's for the DMV and traffic stops. Declarations page, that's strictly for lenders and dealerships. Make sense?
Moving right along to Section 2, getting your Mercury ID.
Okay, so Mercury has built this really fantastic multi-channel system to get you what you need when you need it. This table perfectly breaks down the 4 ways you can get your proof of insurance, and where each one really shines in the real world. Heading to the DMV, the web portal is awesome because you can print out a nice physical PDF. Got pulled over? The mobile app's going to be your best friend, dropping that card right into your Apple or Google Wallet. Now, if you're locked out of your digital accounts, hey, it happens. The automated phone system can totally rescue you by sending an email or even physical mail. And for those really complicated things, like setting up a commercial fleet, you literally can't beat calling up your local agent for some direct, one-on-one help.
Let's start with the desktop web portal. Getting your cards online is honestly a breeze. First, you just head over to cp.mercuryinsurance.com and log in with your credentials. Once you're staring at your main dashboard, just look for the section labeled ID cards or documents. The system basically does a lightning-fast check of your active policies. And boom! You just pick your specific car, and you can either print a crisp physical copy right from your home printer or just save it to your computer as a PDF. The whole shebang takes less than 2 minutes.
But what if you're already out on the road? The Mercury mobile app process is remarkably smooth. You just download the app, and you can log in using your phone's biometrics, like Face ID or your fingerprint. That is a total game changer, because it means you don't even have to try and remember a complicated password while an officer is walking up to your window. You just tap on digital insurance cards, and your active info pops right up on the screen. But wait, here is the absolute best feature. With just one tap, you can export that card directly into your Apple Wallet or Google Wallet, so the card lives natively on your phone. Even if you're out in the middle of nowhere with zero cell service, you can still pull it right up. Of course, we all know technology isn't perfect. If your phone battery is totally dead or you're just not a fan of apps and digital portals, you've got a rock-solid backup plan. You can just call their automated support line at 1-800-503-3724. After a really quick identity check through the automated prompts, you can tell the system to shoot you a secure PDF via email or even drop a physical copy in the good old-fashioned US mail. It's a really great safety net for when digital just isn't cutting it.
So it really comes down to choosing between digital and paper-proof. Digital, it's pure convenience. It gives you instant updates the second your policy renews, it lives right in your pocket, and let's face it, we always have our phones on us. But listen, don't just throw away the idea of paper-proof entirely. As we'll get to in just a second, a couple of places actually still require it. Plus, honestly, keeping a printed paper backup shoved in your glove box, that's just an incredibly smart, fail-safe move for that one time your phone decides to die at the worst possible moment.
All right, let's jump to Section 3, Solving Common Access Issues.
Okay, so if you find yourself locked out of your account, take a deep breath, do not panic. If it's just a forgotten password, simply hit that Forgot Password link on the login page for an instant reset straight to your inbox. Now, if you're setting things up for the very first time, you're going to need your unique policy number. Where do you find that? Easy. Check any past billing statement, an old paper ID card, or that declarations page we talked about earlier. And hey, if you do end up having to call an agent for help, do yourself a massive favor. Have your driver's license and your car's VIN. Yeah, that super long string of letters and numbers on your dashboard. Have those ready to go before you dial. It'll speed up the whole verification process so much.
Now for Section 4, Pro Tips for Policyholders.
Okay, I want to give you a few insider best practices that you should honestly implement today. Number 1, don't just sit around hoping the app loads when you really need it. Save that digital card directly to your wallet app right now. Number 2, print out just one physical copy and stash it in your glove box as your ultimate backup plan. Number 3, make it a personal rule to update your digital wallet cards the exact day you renew your policy or buy a new car. Don't put it off. And lastly, sign up for paperless billing through the online portal. It totally cuts down on all that physical junk mail clutter, and it means your most important documents are securely backed up in the cloud, ready to go whenever you are.
Which brings us to Section 5, Final Thoughts and Disclaimers.
I want to draw your attention to this number because it is hugely significant. 49. Exactly 49 states in the US, plus Washington, D.C., legally accept digital ID cards displayed right on your smartphone as completely valid proof of insurance during a traffic stop or at the DMV. So to put that into perspective, for the vast majority of you watching this explainer right now, that Mercury app and your digital wallet are absolutely all you need to stay fully legal and compliant.
But you knew there was a but, right? Let's look at a couple of really fascinating state-level exceptions, because digital isn't universally accepted everywhere just yet. For instance, if you happen to live in or are driving through New Mexico, state law there strictly requires a good old physical paper insurance card, period. And then you have Massachusetts, which uses a completely different system altogether. They don't even require a separate insurance card because your active insurance status is literally printed right there on your state vehicle registration document. Pretty wild, right?
Which is exactly why we need to mention this super vital disclaimer. The whole landscape of digital compliance is always shifting around. The absolute biggest takeaway I can give you here is to always verify your specific state's local laws before you rely 100% on a digital screen. If you are ever unsure, just reach out directly to your local Mercury Insurance agent. They are the true experts for your specific neck of the woods, and they're going to make sure your coverage and your proof of that coverage are completely compliant with local statutes.
Well, we have definitely covered a lot of ground today. We went from figuring out exactly what document you need to mastering all the awesome digital and physical channels Mercury provides so you can grab it instantly. So, I want to leave you with this to chew on. Are you going to rely entirely on the sweet, seamless convenience of your digital wallet? Or are you the kind of driver who's definitely going to keep a trusty paper copy stashed in the glove box for your next drive? Whatever you decide, do yourself a favor. Take 5 minutes right now. Log in, verify your access, and get prepared. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. And hey, stay safe out there on the roads.